Hello everyone, my name is Mark Major. I'm a real big toy collector here in Southeast Portland, and this is the Action Figuratorium. Now today I'm going to be doing a thrift store rescue story for all of you. I have a saying that goes something like this: for every Coke, there is a Pepsi. Now in the 80s, there's a brand of kids' toys called Transformers. Do you remember Transformers? They were kind of these robots that would sometimes transform when you were kind of least expecting it, I thought. But there was another brand that competed with them. That's right, they were called GoBots, and they are made by Tonka. And today we're going to be looking at this guy, which I rescued from a shop here in Portland. And, you know, this guy's got really kind of nothing on Megatron as we go for the battle of the transforming guns. But I just want everybody to know that this was, in fact, a kid's toy. And note, he's a real wang doodler of a toy, everybody. So you're going to want to come together for this one. Strap on the leather and hold on tight. Thanks for joining me, everyone. It's exciting to be joined by people. Now we're going to cut over to the bench. You can kind of see it back there. We're not going to go far. I'm just going to get up and I'm going to walk over there. We're going to take a look at this this GoBot. I almost said Transformer. I mean, it does transform, but it's a GoBot. They were made by Tonka, in case you don't know. And you're allowed to not know. Let's see. Do you guys want some production value? Let's do a little production value. Look at that. See, it's like a real show. Let me angle the little mini cam here so you can see me. I'm just going to go over here. And we're going to take a look at this guy. I'm going to transform him for you because you're going to think that this is probably pretty wild by today's standards. So here's the dude. He's a big dog. He's, he's about 12. No, he's about 14 inches tall or so, maybe 15. But he's got this feature that I showed off. Look at that. Look at that profile. He just shows up and he greets everyone at the door. He's fully, he's full. That's a pretty full thing. But let me show you something here. It says GoBots right there in the front. And it has a face that is just a sticker. Now the head swivels like this back and forth, which is kind of stupid, but you need to transform. His neck is actually all the way to the back like this. There's some kind of cool other stickers. The arms just sort of do this. He has no hands. Does he really need any? The legs do not walk, but he has wheels. Look at this. This is pretty wild. So you just kind of roll him one way or the other. He just kind of rolls around. What do you guys think of that rolling guy? Rolls pretty smooth. Now, how do you transform him? I know you're like, this is the most amazing robot. Why would you want to transform him? Well, here's what we got to do first. So you kind of pull these legs out like this, right? And that's a real rewarding click when they come out. And there's a little piece on the inside where the two, when you push them together, where the two connect. So you see that the blue piece connects, right, mates. But the gray piece up here, there's a little piece of plastic in between. It will never, ever fully click in. It's a little bit of play, just so you know. Okay, moving along. Then you got to rotate this head around, right? So he's facing the other way. And then these arms, they go into this. So it's kind of like, you can see where we're going here. Now it's even more to it than that. Look at that. These extend out. And then this, which I showed off earlier, comes down. And this actually is what holds, there's a little yellow piece here. It's actually what holds the gray pieces in place, believe it or not. Ah, there we go. So these gray pieces are held in place by like a little yellow tab that comes out here from the gun handle. And you can see that we've got not one but two triggers, and I'm going to show you why. Because, and this is kind of a weird, it's like a scope kind of thing. By the way, the head is hollow. And you can see inside of it, but this is probably the best part about this. There's a release right here up the top. And let's see if I can just, there we go. So this was actually a cap gun. Look at this. and you put the, you know, it was like the round sort of carousel caps in there. Let me give it a smell. It doesn't smell like a cap gun. So yeah, you actually cap these in, put caps in, and then you ran around like this, you know. And look at that, fires. I mean, not well, but it does work. Fully functioning cap gun. Finally had some caps. So, I mean, I'm trying to display this thing in sort of the best possible light in terms of a product that this is something you went into a store and you bought. You went into the change room, right? You transformed it, and then you robbed the guy, right? So this is a tool. This is not a toy, people. This is a tool. You went out and you worked with this thing. You worked the whole block. You went around, went to the comic book, you know, the next place where they had comic books and candy, like a drugstore. You robbed them next. And then, let's see, where else would you go? You'd probably go to, oh man, they probably would have had like one of those stores that sold like moccasins and beads and things like that, maybe drums or something. You robbed that place. But yeah, this is a tool, people, not a toy. You worked the street with this thing. You just went around giving people the, you know, gave them the caps. Now, I don't really know what this other little gray ring is here. I don't have one on the other side, which maybe it broke off, but it kind of slides back and forth, not really sure. Could be an important part of the weapon, probably not though. But, I don't know, I hate to give this thing an easy 10 out of 10, but I mean, let's be honest. GoBots, WangBots, whatever you want to call them, you know, and then when you need to go back to Hobo Robo, right? He's right there. He's ready for you. So, hope you guys really enjoyed that. I enjoyed buying it. And, oh, the production value just keeps going up all the time. I really enjoyed picking that thing up. I really enjoyed saving it, man. You don't understand. It's kind of brittle. Kids go to the Goodwill. The parents unleash the kids. They literally just take the toys and it's like... It's crazy what happens to them. Like, there's like die-cast cars. The next day, like, they're missing wheels. Windshields are gone. The doors are off. They're totally trashed. If you don't buy it right away, it gets trashed. That thing would have gotten totally brittle, stepped on, stomped on, destroyed. And, you know, it's not like it's really worth anything because who's really collecting GoBots? Answer, nobody. Nobody's collecting GoBots. But I got one, and who knows? You know, if this is something, if you saw this and you're like, Mark, would you be willing to part with that? I get the feeling I'd probably be willing to part with it, but who knows? Maybe keep it around for a little bit. So, man, I guess we're going to conclude with a hymn on this one. Thanks to everybody who, of course, made it this far into the video. How far away? Only 8 minutes. This was a short one. Well worth it, though. Liking, subscribing, of course, that happens on your own time. But in the meantime, between me and the old Gobo there, stay charged, people.